Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of What's Up Mainframe. I'm still here at Share in Orlando. It's been a great event, and I'm really happy because I'm getting the chance to catch up with a number of colleagues, one of whom is Greg Spranger, who has an interesting story and plays an interesting role in Broadcom. So welcome, Greg.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background and where you are now?
Sure. Basically, I've been in the industry for about 30 years now.
Okay.
Many different capacities. DBA, Java programmer, college professor for a while. But most of the last 14 years, I would say, is for cloud native platform engineering. Right.
Okay.
So focused on cloud native workloads, cloud native platforms, developing them, implementing them. That was kind of most of my last 14 years.
Okay.
The last year and a half, I've been hyper focused on what we call platform engineering for the mainframe.
All right.
At a very specific customer.
So you're coming from the cloud native
Yep.
world and now entering the mainframe
Yeah.
space.
Yep.
Kind of marrying the two in a way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And in Broadcom, what is your role
Yeah,
specifically?
so I am part of the Mainframe Expert program.
Okay.
The short of that is we listen to our customers. The customers have very unique needs, and then we pair talent with those needs. And these are for long-term engagements. These aren't quick in and out type of engagements. They're long-term engagements, and we really listen with them and kind of grow with them, right, as their needs and wants change over time. So,
Yeah, and this is part of our Beyond Code offering.
Exactly. Yes.
Exactly. So
Yep.
it's mainframe experts placing them at customers to really help with a specific use case.
Yep.
Something that they desire to set up.
Yep.
All right, so you came in with this cloud native background. You're marrying it with the mainframe. As part of our Mainframe Expert program, you've been placed at a major financial institution.
Yes.
So just
Yep.
where you're working now.
Yep.
And what were their goals?
Yeah, sure. So again, the expert program is about listening to the customer. What are their needs? This customer, right, they had some very specific things that they wanted to do. Number one, they wanted to modernize the development workflow.
Okay.
So the mainframe development workflow, right? And so that was part of it. But also on top of that, they wanted to better integrate with the overall enterprise tooling.
Okay.
Right. So it wasn't mainframe doing all the work. There's a lot of tooling that is offered at the enterprise level. They wanted to make sure that they were integrating with that and following their best practices.
Mainframe no longer in the corner. It's just another
No,
platform.
it's just another platform. Exactly. And that's exactly that was the directive that was given to me. I asked the director exactly like, what is your big goal? He's like, I just want the mainframe to be another platform. Okay. Obviously, it's a platform that does some very cool things, very well. But as far as how a developer engages with it, how they kind of seek service from it, it should just be like any type of cloud native platform that exists out there. So,
All right.
Yeah.
And so what has this organization achieved?
Yeah, well, yeah, great question. So I am a little bit over a year now at this customer. And so during this time, we have gone from what would be considered a traditional mainframe source code manager.
Okay.
And what we have been able to do is basically extract all of the objects, components, whatever you want to call it, out of the mainframe, JCL, COBOL load modules, kicks, you name it.
So really the gamut of their ZOS applications.
Everything.
Okay.
Everything, basically, all custom development and things of that nature. They're able to basically extract that out of the mainframe, put that into more broadly adopted tooling, such as Git, such as Jenkins, such as GitHub Actions. We create artifacts, and we store them in Artifactory, much like how the distributed world does.
Yeah, certainly.
And so just really kind of following those internal enterprise best practices around the software development lifecycle, and so really meeting the expectations as far as the enterprise's expectations around the software development lifecycle, because the enterprise is making a bet on that by doing this, that they can shorten lead times.
Yes.
Right. And so that's the big thing. It's not just about moving tool in,
Yes.
right? That's no good. There is a broader, there is the idea that they want that broader integration, but really the focus on it is on shortening those lead times.
Okay.
And we're getting there. I mean, we've been able to go ahead and do all of that. We're somewhere north of 80,000 different components that we've been able to extract out of the mainframe. And it's now fully part of a very normal software development lifecycle, normal pipelines, normal workflows, normal tooling. Maybe common would be a better word, common tooling across the enterprise. So,
yeah.
Yep.
So I like how you really hit on the fact that, right, there's a real purpose to this.
Oh, yes.
And
Yeah.
it's really a journey.
Yep.
So they want to enter in mainframe's just any other platform. It can use the same tooling.
Yep.
But there are benefits to that.
Absolutely.
And it takes time.
Yep. Absolutely. Some of the benefits, by the way, and I will say this, right? Because now the mainframe is no longer in the corner or closed system, a lot of the generative AI type of coolness that is happening right now, now the mainframe gets a lot of exposure to that. And so it's no longer, again, in the corner. It is out there. It is part of some of the lead-in AI development work at this customer is happening, believe it or not, for the mainframe, and it's amazing.
Once you get those applications into Git,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
there's so many
it
integrations.
opens it up at that point.
It's incredible.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's kind of been a common theme at this conference, actually.
Yep.
Is how do you enable those integrations to really take advantage of all the cool technology
Right. Yep.
that is evolving every minute?
Yeah, seriously, yep. And I haven't even started talking about the fact, such as the development experience, right? So, I'm from Broadcom, so we have very specific tooling around that, Code for Z, and because now that they're able to go ahead and adopt this more common tool in that development experience, as far as having those agents being able to help the developer understand what it is that they're looking at, what it is that they're trying to do, and work with the agent to kind of guide their direction and whatnot, to work with the agent to go ahead and help them in their development efforts. Again, all of that is about shortening the lead time. So, yeah.
So you mentioned, right, moving the applications to Git,
Yes.
and obviously taking advantage of tooling which is used across the organization.
Yes.
But what really enables this to work? Because these are ZOS applications we're talking about.
Right.
So I can understand that they're managed in Git.
Right.
The developer's making changes
Yep.
in VS Code, whatever. But, how do they manage compilations? How do they manage synchronization to the mainframe? What's really driving this?
Yep. And so one of the things, again, so we kind of developed certain ethos before we even started any of the work.
Okay.
And one of the things that we wanted to do was we kind of had an internal saying, small tools, big impact.
Okay.
And what we did, what this customer did, is they adopted Broadcom's Team Build.
Okay.
Team Build, as you know, has two different components, part of it, the Sync Z and the Build Z. And so part of that developer experience, part of enabling these CI/CD pipelines that I'm talking about, right, at the underlying core of it, right, is Team Build.
Yes.
Right, Sync Z, Build Z. Sync Z for the synchronization between off platforms such as Git or your Jenkins worker, synchronization to the mainframe, and then the actual compilation aspect and even deployment aspect, we're leveraging Build Z to go ahead and do this work. So.
Yeah, and so Build Z is able to understand all of the dependencies and the structure of the application in order to run those compilations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, again, each customer is going to be different. So each customer is going to have kind of certain needs and where things are located. But that's kind of the great thing, again, small tools with big impact. That's kind of the great thing about Sync Z and Build Z is that you can really, it can meet kind of any unknown, right? The unknown unknowns, right? Build Z, Sync Z, Build Z really has been able to be flexible enough to go ahead and tackle those issues when they arise.
Yeah, in essence, team build is a toolkit.
Yeah, it is. It is. Everyone thinks, oh, what do I need to do? How do I install it? This, that, and the other. It is one of the easier installations that they'll ever have. Right? They're just really two binaries. Right? One binary is on platform. One binary is off platform. And at that point, away you go.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
And so at this customer site, what does the future look like for them? I guess AI, obviously integrating that, but what other things are they doing?
Yeah, so one of their unique needs is that they wanted to bring a new capability to the platform, and that primarily right now is Python.
Okay.
So I know we're talking about, existing objects that exist on the mainframe, but they also, wanted to be able to bring new languages, new type of workloads, right, to the mainframe. And at the core of that for this customer is Python.
Okay.
And so, again, leveraging SyncZ, BuildZ, same tools, right, that they used for the COBOL load modules, for their JCL, for their rec scripts, etc. Those exact same tools are enabling Python to be able to be developed as a first-class language on the mainframe.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool, actually.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
And as I understand, you're going to have some blogs that give people an understanding of what this looks like.
Thank you for the plug. Yes. Yes. So I have, I believe, 6 blogs that are coming out very soon that kind of really, first it talks about the why of Python, why you may even want to go ahead and consider it, but also kind of the individual things that you need to consider along the way so that Python isn't just some scripting language. I don't like it when people talk about their Python scripts. These are real applications that people are building in Python. And so how can we do that sustainably over a long period of time? And remember, the mainframe typically is a large shared environment, right? How can we host Python applications on the mainframe in a large shared environment? And so really kind of took a step back, tried to figure out, the nuances therein, and then really came up with the unique solution that's going to allow us to do that. So it's quite cool. So
that was exciting.
Yeah,
definitely.
it is. Yep, it's quite cool. And what's neat too is, so again, talking about the customer and the unique needs and the requirements, they have this idea of the hybrid developer. And the hybrid developer is someone who wakes up in the morning, does some work on some cloud native tooling platform in the morning, right? Goes to their Jira task board, pulls down the next ticket, and that may be on the mainframe, right? They really don't know because the developer experience, the pipelines, all of that kind of is same across the enterprise. Yes, exactly. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. Yeah, I got goosebumps just talking about it. Yeah.
I hope the audience gets it as well. Well, Greg, it's been so great to have you. So, Mainframe Expert, placed at a customer site, is one of our great Beyond Code offerings or aspects. Obviously, bringing your cloud background to helping a customer kind of develop new workflows that bring the mainframe just into all the tooling as is expected across the organization.
Yep.
SyncZ and BuildZ as part of Team Build, powerful toolkit, which really enables setting up workflows as you desire them to be.
Yep.
And yes, the Python on the mainframe, an exciting topic, and we do look forward to those blogs.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Greg, thanks so much for being on.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been great.